ways to unlock an event, and thankfully I get to Motatani, or however the heck you pronounce that. I'm not Japanese, I don't know how to do Japanese names. And as Motatani, the worst, and I mean the absolute worst when it comes to duelist in this game. I'd go as far to say he's second worst, only next to Jaden, because his first deck is very much so a deck where he can easily top deck you. I mean, look at this. Most of his deck is continuous trap or spell cards that all they're meant to do is impede you. And trust me, you don't want impeding. And his deck, being called Life Shaper, of course, means that he's going to use as many cards to make your life points go down as possible. And overall, this is a very cheap deck and a horrible deck idea. I mean, this shows you a problem that I see with continuous spell cards. They have no drawback, like, at all. You can just use them in la-di-da-di-da all you want. So, yeah, I mean, you'll see eventually how bad this character can get, but, ugh. And what's sad is that whenever duelists change decks later on, guess what? His deck is not this bad, in fact, it's easier. And, oh, just why? So, how about the local sports team? Sure are good. No, I guess I could explain a little bit on why I haven't done an episode of this game in a while. Oh, and you'll hate that blind destruction soon, trust me. Mostly because I've been going so whole hog on playing the Sonic games, and trust me, there's a lot of Sonic games for me to do, so yeah. If you check the dates, you'll see I've been doing this the same time as my Reconsidered run. And I did that mostly because it's easier to do the Reconsidered run. There's not as much editing, and 3, 2, 1, bam, bam, bam. Oh, and guess what? That's not gonna happen once, but twice. Twice I would have had full-on attack, but no. And here's where I decide I don't want to really use Upstart Goblin to give him life points. And yeah, guess what? I lose to this guy. You heard me. I lose to this guy. Thankfully I can finally get a couple hits in, but losing so much from my deck anyway. And yeah, because all I have to do for the Sonic run is record my commentary and record the gameplay at the same time. I don't have to do a post commentary like this. And for this, there's so much time in between each playthrough that it takes a while for me to get enough content for an episode or two. And I'm just so mad right here because I've already lost all my monsters once. And, you know, I'm just trying to make the most I can out of getting through all these guys. Something else I could talk about is my future plans for this channel. And bam, bam, bam. And so here's what I have to use Upstart Goblin or else I won't get anywhere. You see, I'm planning on being one of those crazy people that take like a ton of advanced placement classes in a row. And well, I've got my mindset on it and I know I can do it, so might as well go through with the plan now that I've said it. problem is I'm gonna be so busy junior year that I'll barely have time to do anything else, let alone keep up uploads. So therefore, I'm really hoping that I can get through all the games I'm hoping to get through, which are currently up to Sonic 3 Knuckles. This game and Mega Man 4 minus Infinity included. The Sonic games are turning out to be a little bit short, but other than that, I think I'm good, and here's about where I lose. Yeah. Not very fun when you lose to a guy like that. After what, 30 turns? Literal 30 turns? Now, I go back here to show off my purchases because, you know, it's replenishing day and all that. And here's I'm like, yes, finally I can get everything. And then I decide, you know what, I'm not going to show me buying it, I'll just show all the new cards I get. And I think that's the last time I'll ever do that, is really, you'll see the new cards I get. There's a lot of cards that are new that I never use. Oh, and I skipped ahead to, me already starting the event. You see, what happens is, Silas Truesdale comes up to you for saying, by the way, you have to go and get, you have to go to the lake. Go to the lake. And here's Chaz. Now, it's not shown here in this duel, but trust me when I say he can easily top deck you at this point. I say top deck a lot because of how crappy your decks are starting. But, that aside. Now, I did change my deck up a little bit in case you didn't see. They'll say I was trying to counter Motani's deck, but I found out that my interlude deck and a Motani counter deck work very well, so no need to worry there. Man, I love that Gravekeeper's Servant. What's that card called again? Can't remember it. It's like Gravekeeper something. Oh well. You know, another holdout I have from Duel Academy now that I think about is single sacrifice monsters. Especially ones that have stupid high attack like, say, Cyber Alligator. Why do I like Cyber Alligator and other single sacrifice monsters? Well, it's because of how often the opponents would use them against you in this game. And, well, in that game. And just overall very annoying to me. And here I'm thinking, he probably got rid of that Cocoon of Evolution because he has something that's able to take out Beautiful Headhunters, and sure enough, he sends out the Gilgarth. But I'm fine because I actually had a neat little strategy here with Ultimate Offering. Now, Ultimate Offering's effect is simply you give up 500 life points, and you're able to summon a normal summon a monster again. 500 points per sacrifice, of course, and the interesting thing is you can use it during your opponent's battle phase, and you can save your butt by summoning a monster, and here's where I'm like, oh yeah, he just took the bait. So, I just simply use its effect right now, and summon Cyber-Tech Alligator. I don't know why I said just Cyber Alligator. Should know this by now. Okay, so other than a very cool entrance, still got a little bit of the duel here, but the rest of the duel is pretty much me just wiping the floor with this guy. I mean, he has a zombie deck, but it's not anywhere near as polished as later zombie decks will be. And since they have 0 defense, it's very easy to plow through them once you get him into a position where he has to go into defense. Defense. Well, I had to say it. My sister was a cheerleader. I've gone to so many football and basketball games, it's not even funny. And I love Acid Trap Hole. Just allows me to get rid of anything blocking my way. Not to mention, it doesn't seem to be a very used card. Don't know why, it's not a bad card. So, I could talk about how I speak Spanish, and why I speak Spanish so often. Mostly because I've taken up to our school's 3rd level of Spanish. I had a good time in there. It was pretty, it was a pretty small class. All that jazz. And, you know, I learned a whole lot in there, mostly because it seemed like we went over the grammar more than we did the vocabulary, which was fine by me, because Spanish grammar can be a little bit confusing the first go-round. And with Cybertech Alligator, we finally beat out Chaz. Oh my, I've had so many runs where I've just lost to him so badly. And now for the cutscene, it's like, oh no, I lost. And then Alexis just comes out of nowhere, it's like, oh hey Chaz, you lost, Ben, you did great. Shut up, Alexis. Oh, but if you think that's random, wait until a few seconds later. Yeah, here. You just randomly in the blue dorm, and it's like, I will get him back, and then leaves immediately. Come on. Why can't you be like Duel Academy and let us change dorms?